All right, another successful mission.
Now you just look strangely uncomfortable. Can you ask the raptor for motivation, please? Okay.
She's very photogenic.
Nothing can stop us now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's Chip and Dale. How are you guys doing? Hello, Grogu.
Don't he be shy. If you want him over.
Now, Universal Orlando Resort, Earl the Squirrel needs his own Christmas tree over here for the meet and greet. I think so. I think we're gonna make that happen. We'll put that.
4 of you have tried to kill me in the past. 1 of you succeeded.
Do you think the people on the moon ever look over and say, wow, it's a full spaceship Earth tonight? But welcome back to the sign welcoming you to Universal Orlando Resort.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Hiya, Scooby! We're here at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort with the newly opened Kona. I don't remember what it's called. All right, good evening, Magic Crew. How are you guys doing tonight? Good to see you. Well, take that back. Hang on. Lift it up a little bit. Good to see you. Welcome in. And just wanted to do a check-in and glad to have you guys with us tonight. I'm going to pull this down just a bit so it's not as hard for me to get back up into the screen. We're going to have to find out how to make this work, but we are going to do it. So welcome in, everybody. If this is the first time you've ever joined us here on an Ear-to-Ear Magic live stream, this is not one of our best. This is simply an update for the Magic Crew as I have been undergoing some medical emergencies and things with eye trauma and surgery over the past few days. We've been traveling, just crazy times, but we cannot go too long without checking in with the people who make our days ever so much brighter. So if you are watching today, we normally and have been for the past 3 years, streaming every Monday through Friday here at Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando Resort. And we will be getting back into that. So we would love for you guys to be a part of our crew and to move forward with us when we get back into the mix of it all. And we'd love for you guys to take a second and hit that subscribe button. And for the moment, go back and watch some of our previous content to see if this is something you guys enjoy. And we will be getting back to that on a regular basis. So welcome in, guys. I've actually have you down here on my screen so I can actually look down and try to read comments without glasses. And do what I can to just have a few minutes with you guys. We're not going to stay on long because by doctor's orders, I should be looking straight down. But for just 5 minutes an hour, I'm allowed to look up a little bit to do whatever I need to. I'm giving you guys a good 10 minutes. So if the doctor asks, they're not consecutive. So, just.
I feel like if he's good most all the rest of the time, except for when he talks to you guys, we'll be okay. So
yeah, I think we can make an exception here. I've been working really hard since last night to follow the instructions. So, welcome in, guys. Let me go over to the comments here. I want to say hello to all the people that have been in all day long and all around. We've got Vicky in. I see Forever Young, Maribel, Heather, how are you doing, Heather? I hope you're feeling better. The Fanatics, thank you guys so much. Cindy, Jill, Baby Dove is here. Skipper Bob, who has the most cutest Samwise I've ever seen. Michelle, Kimberly, Naomi, George, who is working on a 3D eye patch for me that will never let me get inside the parks ever again.
No.
Carol, welcome in. Good to see you, Randy and Heidi. Shannon's here. Pickle Shake. And it goes by fast. Jennifer. I don't see how I do this normally. Dark Flower. Thorin. Pam. EJ, welcome in. Ellen S. Walt is here. I thought I saw, did I see? It works a little different when I use a mouse instead of my fingers. Mouse ears and beers.
Pam, you're so sweet. I was, I mean, it's the wifely duty to take care of the husband. So
she's
driving.
She's been taking care of me very well today. We'll get into a little bit with how she's really doing that. Is this my Batman villain origin story? Yes. This is where I fell in a vat of cupcake frosting, and it all came down to this. Cheryl, Stephen, good to see you guys in. Andrew, Sue Ann, hello everybody. Again, this is just a chance to give some quick updates. If you guys have questions in the comments, first of all, I only have one eye. My depth perception is way off. I don't have my reading glasses, so I can't read as well. So if I missed your question, we'll try to make sure we get as many as answered as possible. Hello,
you can
Mama
always
Man.
go back into the replay and drop it in as a comment. It's a lot easier for him to catch
if you have
those.
a direct question, I'll try to get to those. I've been really bad the past couple of days. So here's the scenario. Last minute surgery was added by my doctor at Bascom Palmer in Miami. I did have a detached retina. It was serious enough that she felt as though I needed to basically have it addressed immediately. She got up from her office. She called anesthesiology, and
she's like, hey, there's a spot on my schedule at the end of the day. Can you guys keep the operating room open and have someone available for anesthesiology to assist us? I know that you guys were planning on going home after my last surgery, but can you please keep it open? And they very kindly did. I'm just going to say,
I'm just sitting there watching them do this.
The individuals that we interacted with, like to the person, every single person that we interacted with in this hospital was amazing. They were so kind.
There was that one guy I didn't like, but the rest of the team,
stop it,
really
stop
great.
It. Like even to the point that like this morning when we went in, because the staff, I mean, they're all training and learning. It's a teaching hospital, so they tend to rotate into different areas with the doctors that they work with. So a nurse came in, and he was not even with the regular team. He just happened to pop in with something that needed to be done, and he immediately recognized Chris, and he's like, hey, good to see you guys again. He remembered me, and like they just, I mean, they were so
this is so
kind.
cool. I've never seen this side of the view before. Pam Washington just gifted 5 Magic Crew cast, and then it tells you who was gifted the membership. I didn't know you guys could see this.
Yeah,
I've never seen this before. Molly, ma'am, it keeps moving. Is it Mitchell, Jedi Weaves, and what's the last one? I can't read it. I can't read that.
it's Nick the nurse.
Nick the nurse. Oh,
Nick the nurse.
After this week, Nick, thank you so much. All you guys, all 4 of you have been gifted memberships by Pam. Who was the 5th one? Ellen, it looks like. Is that right?
LNS.
Ellen S. So, guys, thank you so much, Pam, for gifting memberships and for making other people feel even more a part of our community than they already do. And you guys, I did not know it actually said this in here. That's really, you guys get to see so much cool stuff. You can see the emojis in here too.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of emojis, are you Magic Crew cast, guys? Because the reason I was a couple of minutes late, I added a new emoji in, and I'm not even going to tell you what it is.
Go find it.
Go find it. If you are Magic Crew cast, we throw fun emojis in there just for you guys. And last minute, I thought, you know what? You guys deserve, if you're in green, you deserve a new emoji. So the Fanatics blog found it. Aaron Disney Fan for Life found it. Me and My Life found it. That's cool. I thought you guys would appreciate that one. Do you see what it is? So thank you, Magic Crew Cast, for being such an amazing group of people to support here on YouTube as well. So we love to have some fun with you guys, and I hope you guys
Y'all
enjoy.
are awesome.
So Pixie Dust Mom found it as well. We have got guys. We'll get another anonymous PayPal. I would like to do is I'm going to wait till the end, but before we leave it, I'm gonna give one PayPal song. Please forgive me for not doing one for everyone because I'm only given 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You guys have just been so generous, and you guys made this trip happen. So thank you.
You guys made it a much less stressful experience. I mean, there was already the stress of the injury and the repair and the urgency, and you guys took the stress of, oh my gosh, we have to pay for a hotel. Oh my gosh, we have to pay for gas.
We had to pay
for food.
We had to pay $150 on Monday for the ophthalmologist appointment, and he immediately said we had to go to a specialist, and we had to scramble some cash together to pay, and we had to call someone to ask for some help to get to the specialist. And then the specialist told us we had to go to Miami, and we're like, I don't even know how we're going to put gas on the tank. So you guys made this trip possible. Thank you so much for the generosity.
Mm-hmm.
But they put us into the surgery. And I want guys to tell you, my doctor's name was Hudson. She was so wonderful. She was really, really good. She was very talented, great bedside manner.
Mm-hmm.
And my eye is leaking.
You need
my eye is leaking. I think it's broken. So not supposed to leak like that. I have to go back. But my doctor's name was Dr. Hudson. I called her Doc Hudson because
she did not understand the signal.
Exactly, Leo. I called her. She didn't understand. She didn't understand why, but I called her Doc Hudson the entire time. So my eye's leaking. She didn't say it was going to do that. All right. I'll get into that later. So she fit me into surgery. I was the last surgery of the day, of course. And even the nurses who were taking care of me with anesthesiology get me first set up. We had some great conversations. You can make friends with anybody, guys, if you just take the time. I'm on the bed, all set up with IVs and stuff, and I'm still making the nurses laugh and having fun. And live by my motto: share a laugh, share a smile, share a compliment. And I got to meet some lovely attendants. They got me in. They did the surgery. The last the anesthesia wore off about halfway through the procedure. I suddenly become very aware of what's going on because most of the time I just slept because it's local. So you're supposed to be kind of aware of what's going on. You can even hear them talk. I woke up and I was like, Doc, I'm very aware of what's going on. She's like, do you need a little bit more medicine? I was like, yes, please. And she called for another block. I like blocks. Blocks are good. I like blocks. So she called for another block. So I got a block in. That helped. The second time it came through, it wore off again. Fully aware of everything that was going on. Could even see the instruments going. I'm sorry, this is graphic. I'm sorry. I could see the instruments being placed onto my eye and being worked with my eye. And I was very distraught. And I'm like, hey, Doc, how much longer? What are we looking? She goes 5 minutes. we're good in 5 minutes. I know Versace Chanel. I mean, it was a little. Honestly, after
The
this,
surgery went longer than they had
yeah,
expected.
it was
There
supposed to be like
some
90
extra
minutes.
stuff in there that she had to
She had
take
to do
care
some
of.
extra stuff, so the anesthesia was wearing off toward the end. Believe me, I'm not scared of anything at HHN because I went through this 10 minutes of just waiting for them to finish. But I did, and I knew that I was in good care. They finished it all up. They got me back. They got me out of there. They brought Susan back to wait for me as I came in, and they even suggested making sure that Susan asked Spring Hill Suites for a discount for patients at the hospital, which they did give us.
Yep, they did.
So thank you to everyone. They were even thinking about stuff like that. And it was very close to the hospital. And again, that would not have been possible without you guys.
Yep.
Love the blocks. Blocks are our friends. Blocks are great. And I had Susan help me go. We got back to the hotel. We talked to you guys, and I immediately went to trying to go to sleep.
Yeah.
I have to be face down. I have to be looking down. I should be looking down now, and I will be wrapping up here soon. I woke up every 40 minutes last night because, basically you have to face plant into the bed to sleep.
Approximately.
And woke up a few times. Thank goodness I went back to sleep most every time. I want to tell you guys, through all this, me waking up, Susan's taking care of me, making sure I'm okay. At 5:30 this morning, right on the dot, 5:30 this morning, I heard somebody get up, and I got up too, and I looked. Susan is over by the computer. She's got the laptop. She signed in, and she's making dining reservations for our Travelmation travel clients. She doesn't know I was going to say this. I'm probably going to get in trouble, but what is she going to do? She can't hurt me. Yeah, she can. I'm on. Yeah. She's over at the computer, and she's working feverishly for about half an hour. And she got the dining reservations for all of our travel clients whose travel starts in 60 days. She marked them all off. And I'm going to tell you, she'll tell you it's easy. She'll tell you it's no problem. But I sit there and I watch. She made it. She made it look easy. But and then after she did that, she came over and she woke me up. And now it's time to get up and get ready. But she did that. So I just want to give kudos to the fact that she stuck through driving all the way to Miami yesterday. She put up with me not being able to see and doing what I did yesterday. She waited for me outside. She did not eat until I went into surgery yesterday. I didn't have food all day yesterday so that if I did get a chance to go into surgery, I could go because they asked me, when's the last time you had a meal? I said 10:30 last night. And they're like, why? I said, well, my wife says that if I had to go into surgery, I needed to not have food in my stomach. And they looked over her and go, way to go, mommy. Right? Awesome. And she didn't eat. She didn't eat until I went into surgery either. And then this morning, she got up at 5:30 and she made the dining reservations. So I may have been in surgery, may have done all that. She's still working hard to take care of things. So I got to give her, I had to give her some kudos there.
It's not about you right now. Go back over there.
So, all we had to do this morning was get back to the hospital at 8 a.m. The doctor wanted to do a checkup to make sure I was good, a quick follow-up, and make sure I was out of there. Before I did it, they had a nurse come in to take my bandage off and to take a look at my eye and get a couple of vitals. My eye wouldn't open. When she took the bandage off, she's like, I just need you to open both eyes and look at me. And my left eye would not open. she's like, all right, we're going to wash it off.
Mm.
We're going to
She's
cleanse
like,
it.
it's just stuck together.
It's just stuck together. We're going to wash it. And, the doctor told me yesterday, don't put any water in your eye. No water in your eye. Now the nurse is having to put water over my eye to unstick my eye. And I don't know, something about the idea of my eye being touched after surgery, all this going through, I suddenly got extremely nauseous. I don't know if you've ever been through this, but I went sudden nausea. And I hate to say it, I think I'm going to throw up. I don't feel good. I'm sorry. I think I'm ugh. She's like, right now? I'm like, right now. And so she runs to get apparently a disposable sock puppet.
She referred to it as a bucket, but it was just like,
I wanted a bucket.
Plastic.
I ain't buried the
with a
bucket.
bag
I
attached.
didn't get a bucket. I got this. I'm like, what? No, I need something with some circumference. I have to aim. So she brings it to me. And I'm not getting sick, but I'm there. And then all of a sudden I felt my chest getting cold. And then I started to sweat and my head started to just like freeze. And then my legs started frozen down my legs and I could not feel my fingers. She's like, I think I need to call in a rapid response team. And Susan's like, he's about to pass out. Yeah, if you're gonna spew in the this, and that's what she came to. So I found myself suddenly in a room with 6 people rushing in as a response team, plus a sheriff deputy out in the hallway, which we can't figure out what that is for, but and they took
that was weird.
They took about 30 minutes. I got a free IV. It was free.
I'm sure there will be a bill for that later.
Oh.
Pretty sure there'll be a bill for that later.
They're going to charge. Sure. They're going to charge me for that.
Yeah,
well, that's no fun.
They
So they stuck another needle into me and had to do all this stuff.
They even though he's not supposed to be on his back, they had to put him on his back for a brief period of time, which he complained about. Like he's like, okay, Dr. Hudson said I was absolutely not to be on my back at any point in time.
And they had me on my back.
They're like, it's okay for just these couple of minutes. We need to get you stable. His blood pressure dropped really low. So they were awesome. There were like 6 people plus for some strange reason, police officer that was assigned to the hospital sitting outside. He had his little notebook, like little mini notebook. And he's like making notes. And I'm like, what? There's nothing criminal going on here. Like it's just, dude who freaked out because of something and he's passing out. Like there's nothing criminal involved. It was very weird.
They did a good job. The police was there to make sure I couldn't run out without paying for the IV.
That was one of the nice things about this experience was, once they found out our financial situation, Chris had a single conversation with someone in the billing department, and then we were done. Nobody mentioned money again. And we talked to checkout people multiple times, and it never came up. Like they were like, okay, we will bill you later. Don't worry about it. It's all good. And no one else did it. Not a single word, which was nice.
Where is my kitty cat? I need a kitty cat.
No, I'm not bringing the cat out here.
A fluffy white cat.
You're not torturing the cat for your. I'm looking at. I think I found one that's similar. It's all plastic, but it has little holes like this, and it's clear, and it has a strap, so you don't have to tape it. Tape does not like to stay on Chris's face.
I just want some sharks with some freaking laser beams on its head. Get those ordered, number 2. All right. So I almost passed out. They got me back. They brought my blood pressure back up, and they called for Doc Hudson. And Doc Hudson, I'm like, oh, here comes the doc. Where was the doc? Doc comes in, and they're like, we want you to expedite it, make sure he's good. She came in. She did wonderful. She got my eye open. She looked at it. She's like, all right, you look just as good as when we did you yesterday. We wrapped you up. You're looking good. We're going to get you out of here. This is how you need to take care of yourself, and this is all that's going to happen.
Carol L says, "Stop looking at the screen."
Yeah, I need to look down some. I'm sorry.
She says you're making her nervous.
Look down, look down. So I've been singing that all day today. And they got us out of the hospital. They got us discharged. We went up the pharmacy to get this tiny little bottle of eye drops that I have to use for the next 25 days.
Mm-hmm.
And then Susan, before we left, Susan took me across the street. Now I want you guys to imagine now I have this patch over my eye.
And he has to look down at the ground.
I have to look straight down at my feet.
We're like crossing the street. They have this little side street. It's not really much traffic, but there's a crosswalk. And we're stepping into the crosswalk. And this nurse coming the other direction, I recognized him. He knew what Chris was in for. And he went, look down.
Further down. I'm like, okay.
Like he smacked him in the shoulder.
I was
like
on
you
a
were
crosswalk.
not doing it right.
I was in a crosswalk in a public area, and a nurse says, further down. I'm like, okay, yes, sir. Okay. I'm looking even further down. So she walks me across the street to Starbucks. I can't see anything. I can only go where she leads me. I don't even know where we're at. At one point, she goes, see how this is and see how this. I'm like, honey, I can't see but the sidewalk. So she takes me over to Starbucks, and she gets me my first pumpkin frappuccino for the season. I swear that was the best one. It's been the best Starbucks I've had all year. It was perfect. It was actually frozen. It was actually icy the way I love it, and the flavor was just amazing. And maybe it had to do with the fact that it was just, life in a cup after the experience last night and this morning. But it was really good. So we get back in the car, and now we have a 3.5-hour drive with me having to lean my head toward the dashboard. And I apologize to the camera for this, but I had to lean this way against, not looking up. I did not look out once. I may not have been far enough down, but I did not look up once the entire 3.5-hour trip. We did stop twice, once for lunch and one for bathroom break. I don't know what any of the people we saw or walked by look like. She had to take me and lead me to the men's restroom, and I had to, on full faith and confidence in my wife, walk into the men's restroom, not knowing that if it was the men's restroom or not, because I could not see the sign that said men or women's, and it was the weirdest feeling in the world. I'm like, she could have pushed me into a janitor's closet, and I would have not known the difference. So, it was just, it's been one of those days. I had more pain in my neck and my shoulders from trying to lean forward than anything else. So it was just, it has been an adventure. So, but we made it back home.
We did.
We picked up Liberty on the way.
Yeah.
She was staying at a friend's. Thank
Awesome
you to her friends.
Thank you so much for keeping her safe and happy. She was so happy.
And we made it back. Now, here's the situation. I can cut off my 2 hospital bans now, I think.
Yes.
Okay. I will have to head back to Miami next week for a 1-week follow-up.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday. We'll let you guys know. Can we discuss how much looking up will be possible in November? Yes, I will tell you that in just a second. I need a seeing eye, Calvin. I can get rid of these 2. This band right here, I cannot remove for 2 months. This band right here informs everyone, including medical attendants and anyone working in an airport, that I have gas inside my eye that could have an adverse effect with certain types of medication and or flying. I cannot fly in an airplane for 2 months.
Yeah.
or
Yeah, the pressure of the airplane would cause his eyeball to explode, and we definitely don't want that to happen. So it's so funny because
yeah.
they'll ask things like, do you have to fly?
I'm putting my head back down.
What? I mean, you tell us. Like, you tell us what happens. I mean, or
Not that type of gas giver, Bob.
no fun gas.
No, not that type of gas. So for 2 months, that's how long it will take. They put a gas bubble in my eye. It is intended to hold pressure in my eye until my retina completely heals over the next couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
The head down thing is the most crucial in the next 7 days. So for the next 7 days, I will not be allowed, with the exception of 5 minutes here or there, or when it's important enough to hang out with my crew, I will not be allowed to look up. So there will be a lot of looking down, laying down. I do downs. I will be doing downs.
Yes.
Sit downs, lie downs, boogie down. But there won't be no ups, no sit ups, no stand ups, no throw ups, all downs.
Carol L is wondering about roller coasters. Are you going to be able to ride roller coasters?
So after 2 months, my vision will be good. After 1 week, I will be able to take my eye patch off, except at night. I'll have to wear my eye patch at night.
Or in the shower.
But I would just have to be careful for the remainder of the 2 months. But here's the thing. They also inspected my right eye. What caused this is chronic. This was not done by one incident.
I had lots of little micro tears, and then they just reached the point of pressure and tension where just the spaces in between those tears just broke. So in his right eye, he does have these same little tiny tears around the edge of his retina. So
this is what Doc Hudson told me. She said that if it was anybody else, she would tell them no more roller coasters.
Yeah, or any rides. No more rides.
No more rides.
Yeah.
But she said, knowing who you are and what you are, she said, no more of those bump rides
Yeah, nothing that bangs your head or causes a lot of movement, sharp movement of your head. So
here's the thing. Could the cruise have made it worse? No,
there wasn't anything that we did on the cruise. It wasn't. In fact, I would say probably less activity on the cruise than he had day to day before we left.
Yeah. So here's the thing. For now, I think my days riding the Hulk at Islands of Adventure are over. Whenever I ride the Hulk, my head continually bangs back and forth. And you scream and you love it, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm old, but this is great." You
probably won't be able to ride Hagrid's motorbike adventure anymore. No. It's got that drop, and yes, and it's got those rapid accelerations.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll discuss this. So, certain rides we're going to have to make evaluations. It really does depend, and we'll be talking more with Doc Hudson about this. But for the time being, there will not be any extreme rides. And then we'll see how things go. But I do have tears in my right eye that at some point or another, it's funny. Somebody else said that too, Carol. It's a small world. It's a small world after all. And
Small World and Peter Pan and Little Mermaid.
We'll look and see, because I still want to have conversations with the doc. But I believe my days with Hulk and Rock and Roller Coaster are done. So, so that's hard. That's hard for me as a theme park person to say that I have to say goodbye to certain rides.
It's tough.
But we'll then already people are unsubscribing. They're like, forget this dude. But we have an alternative of we're going to be strapping a camera to Owen and putting him on all the rides in my place. So we'll find a way. We will find a way. Love finds a way. But for 2 months, I will be dealing with this gas bubble in my eye. Will I still be able to run the race? Yes, I should still be able to do the race in November.
In theory, he didn't actually specifically ask her about that.
I did in my head, though. And in my head, she goes, yes. Yeah?
That did not happen.
Hmm.
No, we have to. We'll be talking to the doctor about it next week. So I have to email her anyways with a couple of questions.
So Tron actually is pretty smooth. Tron, I'm not. Guardians of the Galaxy and Tron, I feel good with. They're very smooth. They're my woohoo rides. We'll discuss. We will. Let's put it this way, Randy and Heidi. I will be at the race no matter what.
Thorne, she actually said she was going to be subscribing. So it's funny because several nurses and technicians did as well. Like, because they would ask, of what we did or what your occupation was. And, technically travel agents. But then also when we talked about, the fact that he streamed 5 days a week. And they were all fascinated with the backstory to that and why we started live streaming as opposed to vlogging, which is what we did in the past. So it was a cool conversation. And it's funny because the doctor, there's a local doctor here who said he would be happy to handle our aftercare. But she said, nobody knows your eye at this point better than I do. And she said, besides, I would just like to see you again. So that was cool.
So the meetup at Halloween Horror Nights, there's nothing at Halloween Horror Nights that should be a problem that should be past my 1 week.
Yeah, no, it should be fine.
We will put the stipulation on. I do need to meet with the doctor next week just to make sure, but I feel pretty confident that I will be back in where I need to be for the meetup for anybody who wants to join us on Saturday the 9th. So still looking pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
If there are certain rides that I can no longer ride, I will be strapping a camera to Owen, and he will be riding in my place. So
he's just gonna take like a thing of duct tape, just strap the gimbal to my chest.
Yes, it's okay. He doesn't have as much chest hair as I do, so it won't hurt to pull it off.
I didn't mean directly. I meant like in the area, like on a shirt or something.
Oh.
I didn't mean like you like taking off my shirt, and, like me riding on a ride shirtless.
I don't think they would allow that.
I don't think
No,
so.
that's only allowed on Carnival cruises. They had that new roller coaster right there on Carnival.
They do have a roller
Yeah,
coaster
they
on
do.
Carnival. It's
They
pretty
do.
tame, relatively speaking.
It
You probably
really
still
is.
ride.
That is now the standard by which you guys can determine a roller coaster if it really is a good roller coaster. Can Chris still ride it?
Oh,
Really?
it's probably not a good one.
Really? Disney announces the new Thrillathon. Can Chris ride it? Really? Okay. We'll see.
I don't know.
Shoo. But we will be good. I will be good and be back fully in. We will be ramping back up after next week.
Yeah.
So, speaking of that, let me put my head down for a little bit for those who are getting nervous. I would like to tell you guys that because of me having to put my head down, I need to refrain from continual streaming. And of course, you guys know that there's no way I can do a 5 or 6 hour stream in the park. And that's going to be detrimental to me to not be able to spend that time with you guys. But I would like to ask if you guys, this is something Susan and I have been discussing. I would love to get to the point where, let me get back so it doesn't. Why is it so bright all of a sudden?
I don't know.
Is that me? Oh, did you change something?
Nobody changed anything.
Okay. Oh, that's not good. I I'm really sensitive to my vision now, and that got really bright. I'm thinking what would be fun to do if you guys would be open. And we've never done this before because I don't, I've never been one to really need to do this, but of finding and sharing for the next few days while we can't stream when we normally do, of putting up replays of past ear-to-ear magic live streams, so that you guys would have an active chat room to come in and to still spend time with one another, to still see the parks. Also, so that I could come in and chat with you, because if I'm not, someone got up this morning at 5 o'clock.
I'm very tired. I'm sorry.
And you drove all day today.
I am not bored at all. I'm just really, really tired.
I can chat with you guys as long as Susan has already ordered me a device that will allow me to have my phone down below me while my head is still in the right position, or the laptop. Maybe I can chat with you guys, and you guys can do that as well. So if you guys are open to that, we can still have that interaction. You guys can still come in and have some fun, and I can also give you updates and things as we're going along with that. So also, Susan came up with a really good idea of us choosing a few alternatives for those replays, and then letting the Magic Crew cast.
You guys can decide which one would be your favorite.
Yeah, which one you guys would like to see. So if we give you a few options, you guys can go into the community tab for those who are, and then we'll make it to it's just for community cast, community Magic Crew cast can vote on the live stream they think they would love to see the most the next day or the morning of. If we do this tomorrow, we'll have to work on it really quickly because we've never done this before, and let you guys choose by vote which ones you guys would most like to see.
Yeah.
So I hope that is something you guys, Eugene says, yes, you can do a poll for it. Exactly.
Yeah. We'll let you guys choose your favorites, and then, he can come in and chat with you guys and watch along with you. So.
Do we still get a lunch poll home version? We'll see.
I probably not, because we'll be watching the replay. But
we'll have to see how we can. I don't know if I can.
I'm not sure how we would manage that. I don't know.
So, but by the way, I'm not supposed to cough or sneeze either. I love that by the doctor. No sneezing, no coughing. I'm like, how do I not sneeze? Yeah,
there were several things that you just do every day, bodily functions, that are like, you should avoid that. I'm like,
I don't know how. Okay, it's not like I can go. Well,
kind of required.
I would think
for your body to.
I would think if I stifled a really big sneeze, that would put more pressure on the eye, wouldn't it?
Yes. Yeah. You definitely don't want to hold one in. I think their goal is maybe that you just don't sneeze at all.
So.
Oh, goodness. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
Well, I've been on longer than I should have. But I wanted to give you guys a chance to say, and ask questions if you had any. And I just wanted to say again, thank you guys. We put some more updates on the Patreon for the patrons to know. I tried to do a lot of stuff on the cruise for the patrons. So if you are already one of our patrons, don't forget, if you haven't checked it since last week, there's a lot of stuff on there I didn't put anywhere else. And don't forget to go back and check and look at as well. So before we leave, though, this is something I did not get a chance to do this at all today, and I think it's extremely important that I do this. I'm not sure if I will still be live if I go over here. It's one of these. No. 2. 1. See?
There you go.
See that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Am I still live?
Yeah. I mean, let's skip a few seconds. How much did you say the delay was?
Okay. All right. I'm still alive.
Okay.
I thought I was already in.
It'll log you out after a little while.
Okay.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome to my world. All right.
Please choose.
Are you
let
kidding me?
Let me see. He never sees this.
I'm a
This
blind
is
dude. And
when
you're
he's like, you need to let me know whenever there's new PayPals while he's streaming. So I'm looking it up. Let me verbalize. If the computer was talking to us, like in a soft, polite computer voice, please select all images with a fire hydrant. Click verify once there are none left. Please go ahead.
I can't even see them.
Let me.
Are you
So
kidding me?
they make you choose all of the fire hydrants.
Is that a fire hydrant?
One there.
Is that
There's
that's
one
not a
there.
fire hydrant. That's a
There's
light pole.
one there. It was by a light pole.
That's tricky.
Yes.
That's
it
a
is
small
tricky.
child.
There's another one.
But you just chose
Yes,
that one.
until there's none left. It might give you another one. You have to wait and see.
This
And
is
then
evil.
you click verify. And then it says select all squares with bicycles. If
What
there
if
are
I didn't
none,
know what a bicycle
click
was?
skip.
What kind of
you
assumptions
have
are they
to
making about me
figure
and my
out-
socioeconomic endurance?
Once again, select all squares with
That bicycle is
bicycles.
behind a tree.
Yes, it is. So you have to only select the squares that actually
There's no bike in that square.
bicycle. I thought you couldn't see, and you're looking up.
Oh.
Select all squares with traffic lights.
Select all fingers that I'm going to use to give you a knuckle sandwich if you don't let me in.
This is what happens to me every time. Select all squares with motorcycles.
A third set.
Yes, we're not done yet.
Select all equations that come up and end up in an imaginary number.
Select all squares with traffic lights.
Oh my goodness. Just let them in.
Click that you are human. Yes, it does actually say that. I'm not being sarcastic. Here we go. It only takes a few minutes.
That's
How far do
crazy.
you need to go back?
So here
For the day?
Yeah.
So might need to actually click view all.
Yeah. What I wanted to do is for those who have donated since today, and I did not get a chance to say, wow, we got to change the entire screen.
Yeah, they do.
It's really big now.
Ooh, is that a bad thing?
It was so concise before. All right.
I think starting
Here.
here.
Okay. I just wanted to quickly say thank you, and I wanted to recognize by reading these out every person who gave.
That's the dollar amount right there.
So I was just gonna go by name.
Do you want me to read them?
If
First
you
name
can.
and initial.
Yeah, first name and last initial.
Cynthia A donated $25. Melinda D gave $5. Cynthia A gave another one for $25. Wow, Cynthia, thank you. Shannon D gave a PayPal for $20.
Those are all the expenses we had to pay to get in and out of there.
Debbie M donated $25. Pam donated $6.26.
And you guys know what that means. And Walt, thank you so much for your 626 as well. Anytime someone gives a PayPal of $6.26, it is a basically a love letter to the rest of the group, to the chat. And
66 for Stitch, our Ohana. Keep going.
those are all the other expenses.
Alana C donated, forgive me if I mispronounced your name, donated $20. Patricia G donated $200. George A, $6.26.
I don't even know if I knew the voice. Oh, hi, no, I can't even. I'm afraid to do it.
Yeah, no.
I'm scared to do it.
Jennifer H donated $50. Mark S donated $50. Pam W is back in with $30. Bob H donated $150. Thank you so much. Melissa K donated $56.26.
626.
Still got the 626 in there. Thank you so much.
And that was today, guys. And is this us here? No.
No. You're over here.
Nope, that was us.
Right
Uh-oh.
there.
Now I'm in
No,
trouble.
you're in trouble now. What did you do? Right there. There you go.
There we go. That was just those who helped for today. And I will do this looking up because it's extremely important to me that I do this looking up. But we just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal. We just got a PayPal from the Magic Crew. Thank you guys to everybody. Thank you for your donations. But above and beyond that, we started a stream yesterday and we started a stream today solely for the fact that there are people who, like myself, love hanging out with everyone in our community so much that to not have a place to just pop in and say hello, even if it's for a few
stressful
minutes.
for them, and we don't want to rob you guys of that. We know, in as much as you guys enjoy watching our streams, interacting with Chris, the community that you guys have created for yourselves, and the friendships that you all have made are vital to some of you day to day. And
I understand that because they're vital to me, even much more so.
Yeah.
And it feels like we've robbed you guys of that yesterday and today. So we simply open it up for the point of having chat. And I don't know if you realize this, but it's not me. And it's not the parks. It's not the rides. It's not the food. I don't know if you've realized just how important you are to someone else in this community.
Yeah.
And
so
that is amazing.
Even until we decide replays, we're going to probably set up something like this every day. And we would encourage you guys to pop in, talk to your friends, say hello, ask how everyone's doing, chat about whatever you would like, because there's not anything else going on at the moment. Ask questions, spend time with each other. And we appreciate the fact that you guys enjoy that. And we don't want to keep you guys from that.
So we're going to try to figure out how to put a replay in. If we can't do it by tomorrow, we'll start it by Friday. And if I can't do it tomorrow, we'll do another chat room just to have you guys pop in. But all I can say is I want you guys to know that this community is more special than some who pop in and just pop back out will ever really fully grasp.
Yeah.
And if you don't give yourself more value, you make somebody else's day and you may never know it. That's why we keep it family friendly. That's why we keep it positive. And that's why we want to make sure that there's always a place for you to come in and be a part of just that. So I'm down for the count for the moment. I will be back up again next week at a reduced capacity for a small bit. But you guys know that it's going to be more of Susan trying to hold me back and keep me from getting back into it. I will be back as soon as I can in the full speed. And until then, we will still do what we can from where we're at to provide a place for you guys to be where you've always been, and to be that special someone for someone else in the community. So again, thank you guys for the opportunity to come into tonight. I'm going to go find a way that I can put my face down into the mattress and somehow still sleep. And I will be resting. I will be doing a lot of face down and just not moving for a bit. So if you guys have questions, You can always leave comments and questions in the replays. We'll try to get back to them as much as possible. I would also like to quickly say a thank you to a few people. First of all, I want to say thank you to the patrons over on patreon.com. You guys have been a blast to hang out with over the cruise. And I'm thankful to have a group who outside of YouTube can still chat and keep in communication with each other. And I love the fact that even if we don't have a live stream going, our patrons can still chat within the Patreon app. So if you guys ever feel like you need to and would just like to chat, use that if you guys are patrons. And don't forget, let's see, if we have our appointment next Tuesday, we may have to reschedule the patron Zoom call to maybe the day after.
Yeah, we may have to, because our hopeful plan is that I'm going to grab a room at the awesome hotel we stayed at last night, because I have zero desire to drive 4 hours down and then 4 hours back up in a single day. Just the one way is pretty exhausting, so I don't think I can do both ways.
But if we do it that way, we may be able to do the Zoom call from the hotel room. But we'll take a look. We'll see. We'll let you guys know. But remember, we will have a Zoom call sometime next week for all of our patrons to get together and to chat and keep up with everybody. And also our mod team have always been there and always chatting, always checking up. And even when we couldn't get into a chat, you guys are great about coming in and just keeping everyone together. So thank you to our moderators. They do it out of the pure love for you guys as a community. And they are our main source of support when things just go completely bonkers. So
yeah, and they have been amazing the last couple of days.
So, thank you, moderators. So again, thank you guys all. I need to go lay down. My doc is probably calling me right now. I'm going, that 5 minutes went to an hour.
I was going to say, she subscribed. She's probably like, why is he still sitting up
I'm going
right
to get
now?
in trouble. So guys, thank you so much. It has been a crazy 2 days, but we'll get back. We'll get back to what we need to do and how we get to do it. So keep being who you guys are. And we just we look forward to jumping back into whichever way we need to with you guys in the near future. So have a great night. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for keeping up with us. Thank you for making it possible for me to even get this taken care of. Because honestly, this was a situation where it happened last Thursday. And if I didn't get it taken care of soon enough, it could have been a loss of vision.
Yeah, no, the
Complete
doctor was
loss of
like,
vision.
well, let's see if we can fit you in today.
So in that case, you guys, it really has been a case of eye-to-eye magic. We say it jokingly, but there's a lot of seriousness when it comes down to it. So we appreciate it. Yeah. Guys, have a great night. I'm going to go put my head down, and we'll
Don't
catch
worry.
back up with you soon.
I'll make sure he behaves.
I'll be good. All right.
No. 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 No.
See you guys later. We're still here. We got to get going.